Coming up on the Get Lean, Eat Clean podcast.
To be honest with you, if you don't want to do the reading and everything, get a nutritionist to help you out. Diets don't work. Just to clean up your eating, remember, like a pound of greens is 100 calories. I eat a baked potato. Real foods and stay away from sugar. If you can get that one at the dinner table, you're going to start losing weight if you wish. And then if you incorporate it with some kind of exercise, which should be a combination of some cardio work and some resistance training. But 3 days a week, you can get in tremendous shape just with the resistance training and then some kind of movement. If you want to walk the dog, any damn thing, just get moving.
This week, I interviewed CEO of Superior Source and Health and Fitness Authority, Ron Beckenfeld. At 80 years old, Ron is a vibrant advocate for fitness and self-care, demonstrating that dedication knows no age limits. We discussed Ron's daily health routine that has kept him fit into his 80s, along with his innovative health brand, Superior Source, Ron's experience working out at the original Gold's Gym in Venice, the importance of reading labels, and his one tip to get your body back to what it once was. Really enjoyed my interview with Ron. I know you will too. Thanks so much for listening and enjoy the show. All right, welcome to the Get Lean, Eat Clean podcast. My name is Brian Gryn, and I had Ron Beckenfeld on. Welcome to the show, Ron.
Hey, pleasure to be here. I want to put out the word.
Yeah. I mean, you look great. 80 years old. You've been at it for a while. Yeah. If you're watching on YouTube, he's showing his biceps off. You look great. So you've been in health and wellness. When did you start getting into it?
I was about 15. Remember, I'm from Los Angeles. This is the bodybuilding or the health mecca, basically, of the world. Everything pretty much started here. If you want to really go back to even Jack LaLanne, something like that.
Yeah. And you worked you still continue to work out of the Gold's Gym
In Venice, correct.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Has that changed a lot?
There's more women, which I
Mm.
think is really good. And there's a great vibe in there. And the people come from all over the world. It's
Yeah.
not the heavy, hardcore guys there used to be, but they got I've noticed a lot of people that are more fit now than there ever was. And I'm going back to, the golden age,
Yeah.
young guys, females that are really in their 20s and 30s have tremendous physiques. You never used to see that. They never went to the gym.
Yeah. It's becoming more popular, that's for sure. I feel like kids are getting more into lifting, and maybe this could be because of social media. They see other people and
Well, things have changed a lot. As far as when I first started, they didn't have nutritional labeling. I mean, you didn't have the sugars and the way they break it down. And a staple of my diet is a protein drink, and those tasted horrible. And they had artificial ingredients in there for a sweetener, a cyclamate. In fact, they banned that. And you can make cardboard taste good these days. I mean, there's a lot of choices, but people are still getting fat and overweight. And it's basically, I call it the factory foods, processed foods, factory foods. And back in the 60s, for a physician to see a child with diabetes was rare, if ever, in their whole career. Now, 60%. So it becomes a vicious cycle. You got the food messing you up, then you got the drug companies coming after you, and the insurance companies get you in the tail end.
yeah.
And it's all about making choices. It's just not that difficult to stay healthy over 40. I kind of relate it to a new car you buy. Yeah, the car will be good. You can run it up to 40 or 50,000 miles. Sooner or later, you're going to have to do something with this thing, change the oil or do something. Same thing with people. I think 40 is about a benchmark. If you don't start getting on top of yourself, you're going to get diseases.
Right.
You just,
Getting ahead of it, right?
well, it doesn't have to be a real, I call it a Herculean effort. It really
Right.
doesn't. As long as you're eating fresh foods and you can eat all you want. I'll give you a perfect example. For me, this morning I had some rice, egg whites, and some cantaloupe. Bam. Not a lot of calories. Maybe another 2.5, 3 hours, I have a low-calorie protein drink, either a whey or a pea protein. Then might even have two of those. And I have lunch. I eat a lot of hummus, baba ganoush, this Mediterranean type stuff. Fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, fresh salads, fresh fish, fresh chicken. I eat buffalo, not the chemical burgers. I think you're better off with a good piece of grass-fed beef if you want to. And I barely can get about 1,800 calories in, and I'm eating 5 times a day. I'm eating a lot of food. I eat pasta. You need carbohydrates. Diets don't work, period. You're just wasting your time. I'm not a fan of Ozempic, if anything, you're going to go to that thing, I think get your stomach stapled or something.
Oh, yeah. Have you changed your mind on anything? I mean, it's obviously you've been in health for a long time.
I'll tell
Yeah,
you one thing where taking care of yourself can become very addicting. And let's say you want to run and you miss a run or whatever you do, you kind of feel kind of crappy about it,
sure,
Mentally,
sure.
with the most important things that people don't understand, and it has a lot to do with your bone structure and everything. I'm a small bone guy. Overtraining.
Mm,
Then comes inflammation. Then when you're in the gym, you get that high, you're feeling good. You might have had some caffeine and jacked you up a little bit, and you don't know when to leave.
right,
Don't leave the gym spent. And then let's say you're doing your some kind of upper body exercise, and then the next day you do legs. Your upper body's still getting a workout. Not to be the inflammation and the overtraining. And like I related to, if you got a headache, 2 aspirins to get rid of it, you don't need 20. Overtraining.
yeah. And so,
That's when the injuries come.
right,
Be smart, and it's very hard because you're feeling good and you're with your buddies or whatever, and you get pumping. But my major thing is, not everybody's going to be a bodybuilder or that type. But my major thing is to the women, especially, and the men that have a lot of responsibilities that got to carve out at least. I'd like to see somebody carve out 20 minutes a day for themselves, whether it's resistance training, Pilates, yoga. I don't care what it is. We take
right,
it, and of course, eating properly and supplementation. I'm in the supplement business.
sure. Superior Source, and you started that what in the '60s, late '60s?
Yeah, out of the trunk of my car, I used to go, and the health food stores were like really small, the size of a small house. And you get to meet the people. And I went in, I'd have some of the merchandise in my trunk of my car and I'd sell it to them. A small lab, they made it up for me. And I started that way. And then later down the line, my dad, I'm a Hungarian first generation. My parents were immigrants. And he pretty much gave his health for his wealth for many years. And he was taking, this heart medicine. It was a nitroglycerin tablets, very, very tiny. They're made. And he said, son, can you make a small tablet of that? Because I can't swallow tablets. So I saw the equipment, been in the business already 20 some years. And I
Mhm.
was able to figure it out. And I were able to get these machines and repurpose them to make vitamins. And we make what we call a Superior Source microlingual. It's the cleanest product on the market. We use the active ingredients. We'll use a little stevia, a little acacia gum, and a little lactose with it. And it dissolves in your mouth or under your tongue. And if you can't swallow tablets, the tablets are about 3 of them you can get on the size, or 4 of them on the size of a dime. In fact, I'll even show you the tablet size.
Yeah, I was looking on your website.
Yeah,
They're pretty small.
yeah, they're microlingual. I mean,
Yeah,
but they're full potency, whatever it is, and they're clean. And we everything we manufacture comes in as tested. We have a 100,000 square foot manufacturing plant. We've got about 100 employees, and put out real good products. I put out something you might even be interested in, your men viewers. I put out a creatine and HMB. You know about creatine, obviously.
sure.
HMB will keep you from getting sarcopenia. As you get older, key things, you don't want to lose your bones. And if you lose your bones, you'll lose your muscle. So you want to keep your muscle up. You need, I'd say, a gram of protein per body weight, or if you can get that, spread it out through the day, and just give you some time. And everybody can improve. I don't care how old you are. You might not be a god, but you can really improve. And it's not expensive. You just got to give yourself a little time. And another thing people don't talk about is to have a support system, a wife, a husband. Gee, honey, you look good. I'm glad you're going to the gym. Keep it up. Da 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 da. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
type of,
And I equate that to like leading by example too, right? I'm sure, like I don't know if your dad was into lifting, but like I'm into lifting. I don't have kids, but like I got my wife into it, not even really saying much. I think if you just observe and you see other people, you're living with someone and they're doing, they're doing these healthy habits, it can spread.
Absolutely. It's very
Yeah.
important to have a support system. You're on the same page. Maybe your wife might not like the weight training. She might go for more of the Pilates, or it's more cardio. It's all good. I think you need, as you get older, without a question, resistance training to
Sure.
hang on to your muscle and hang on to your bone structure. And collagen's another good. We put out this keto collagen right here. I use it before I work out with a cup of coffee,
Okay. Yeah.
and it got 10 grams of collagen, MTC oils, and it works great. And I only take coffee before I go to the gym.
Me too. Me too. That I don't do coffee outside of that. It's my pre-workout
Right.
and
And
that's
I
about
hate
it.
I hate to poo-poo the energy drinks. I mean, you're basically getting a good dose of caffeine. I put a little tyrosine, some other stuff in there, and then
Right.
And then you got the either sugar or the artificial sweeteners, which I'm not in love with particularly. And they're expensive.
Yeah.
You really want
Yeah.
to get down to it for about $5, you can get two or three, couple of hundred caffeine tablets,
Right.
and you're done with it. I mean, but
Right.
as far as this, I use the coffee with the keto, so I get a little collagen in there and I get a little energy. And it's the only time I drink. And I drink green tea in the morning always with a chamomile tea. I mix them together. But it doesn't have to be a Herculean effort. I mean, it's if you can. And another thing's real important where people have a very hard time is understanding and reading labels and serving sizes.
Mm,
If you're not familiar with that, you can get very confused very easy. You know, they see it's one serving is 100 calories, but you end up taking the whole three because if it's a bag of something or a
right.
drink of something, and all of a sudden now you got 300 calories where you thought you were only getting 100 or whatever. Or it's even worse than that.
I always say if you can avoid boxes and barcodes, you're in good shape, right?
If you can package foods, you got to be very careful. You got to learn how to read a label. It's
Yeah.
other ingredients, what you want, sugar and other ingredients. Sugar, and it's at the end, the other ingredients.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
generally, the first two ingredients that are listed on the packaging is about 80%. Then they
Right.
start digging into all the chemicals and all that stuff.
Yeah, I remember I'd always look for different bars and stuff. And I'm not a huge bars fan, but from time to time I don't mind them. And there's so many nowadays, but it's like, yeah, if that first ingredient is like brown rice syrup, like move on.
Yeah, I mean, you're just kissing your cousin with that one there. I mean, it
Yeah.
just, there's some packaged stuff that's good. I
Yeah.
find the protein powders for me either a whey with the concentrate or the isolate with, you can get them without without the sucralose and all that stuff in there. And I switch it off between a pea protein and low calorie is all heck. And you're getting 20, 25 grams of protein,
Yeah.
low calories.
How's your routine changed? I mean, I'm 44, you're 80, and I feel like I've changed my routine through the years. How was yours? I'm sure it's changed multiple times, but how is
You
it?
talk about training.
Yeah,
Training is
training.
probably about the least of it, to be honest with you. Everything happens on the feed and the rest, and you just want to give the muscle a workout. And I find out with it, instead of trying to, I can still push a lot of weights on a leg press. I can do 20 reps at 5 plates on each side still. But to get a good workout, and I use what you, it's almost it's a concentration or a,
Are your splits different, or like, are you doing total body, or you doing upper
no,
lower?
I break it up.
Yeah, yeah. That's
I break it up.
old school bodybuilding was like one like body part at a day, right? Like chest one day. Is that how you typically do it,
Pretty
or
much then, but I'll do for chest, after the chest, I'll do my rear deltoid to pull my chest out
sure,
because all the chest is rotating you forward.
right,
So I kind of do that. I throw a little half deltoid in there.
sure.
At the end of my workouts, I'm doing about 500 reps of abs. I just enjoy doing them. It's
Mm.
fun. Sets of 100, everything I do.
Do you ever
Usually
work out? Do you ever work out with Schwarzenegger?
see him all the time. He's a personal friend of mine.
Yeah,
When he's in town, we've known each other since we're kids. I've known him forever. So Louis Ferrigno,
yeah.
Arnold especially. Yeah,
Arnold, how old is Arnold?
he's a few years younger than me.
Okay,
I know his son. I mean, I've been around for a long time.
yeah.
I'm well known.
And what would you say, like, if you were going to give someone that's getting into their 60s and 70s and is just starting out, like, what would you say is a good place to start? Because, I think it's intimidating sometimes if someone hasn't worked out, their entire life and then they want to get into it.
To be honest with you, if you don't want to do the reading and everything, get a nutritionist to help you out. Diets don't work. Just to clean up your eating. Remember, like a pound of greens is 100 calories. I eat a baked potato. I mean, I real foods, and you
Yeah.
pretty much and stay away from sugar. If you can get that one at the dinner table, you're going to start losing weight if you wish. And then if you incorporate it with some kind of exercise, which should be a combination of some cardio work and some resistance training. But 3 days a week, you can get in tremendous shape just with the resistance training and then some kind of movement. If you want to walk the dog, any damn thing, just get moving. You rest, you rest.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, what would, as obviously someone who's been fit for a long time, like, is like, I love walking. Like, that's just a big thing for me with my dogs 3 times a day. What type of like cardio did you enjoy doing?
I
Like,
just do I do about 30 to 40 minutes between the treadmill and the bike, but
yeah.
if you work out fast, I'm able to get about 20 to 25 sets in 40 to 45 minutes of quality training where I'm pushing real hard. I'm giving it everything. I'm training it 100%. Especially if you don't rest too much, you can't use as much weight. And I use a concentration movement where the bar I push, and as I'm pushing, then when I come down, or come down, I'm holding them. It's a concentration or that type of thing.
Yeah. So you're doing like quicker workouts, more maybe even endurance based a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the
Yeah.
workout, I used to do 1,000 reps for the abs, but I've cut it back to 500.
Wow, that's a lot. A thousand.
Pushing
Yeah.
your own body weight is not very hard.
Yeah.
It's when you have to lift the weights, and it's a little discipline, if you have a family and you got up and the kids, I mean, you got to get yourself up a little early. And if you're going to just even go to the garage or another room and do some bands or any darn thing, but that eating is just the name of the game. And then you need to rest. You need rest. Everything's on the rebuild, on the rest.
Right.
You
Right.
got
Yeah. We always talk about prioritizing sleep. How's that? Yeah. How's that been for you through the years?
I manage to get a nap. Sometimes it's 10 minutes, sometimes it's an hour, but I try to I don't sleep that well, but as long as I go to bed early and I call it rest,
Right.
my head's not spinning on the pillow, if
Yeah.
everybody.
So you might, yeah. So you're not getting your sleep is decent, but you try to just make sure that
I'll go about 4 hours straight and I'll wake up and go to the bathroom or whatever. And then, maybe I'll start every few hours and I'm not tired. And
and,
I
it,
get up at 4 in the morning and I do cardio about 40 minutes and I stretch about 40 minutes or so. As you get older, stretching's very, very good for you.
yep.
It'll open you up, keep the injuries away.
Yeah. You ever get into yoga or
I do yoga. I love all that stuff. It's fun.
and family? Do you have kids or
I've never been married, no children. I'm too self-centered for that. There's
and
not a mirror I don't go by I don't like.
what's that?
It's not a mirror I go by I don't like.
And
It's a lifestyle, and I'm a little at the extreme. You don't
sure.
have to be. Just get that eating under control. Read how to learn those labels and learn. And you can kind of guess it with your calories. Like if I have a baked potato, I know it's 775 or 100 calories. Put a dab of low fat sour cream, which I like 3-4 calories. It's nothing. Watch the salad dressing because it can sneak up and bite you,
Yeah.
Chevy. I think you should eat a salad, fresh salad every day, every day. And
And
you want if you eat good foods, you just got to, if the extra gravies and extra sauces and
what's your favorite cheat food?
I think chocolate,
Yeah.
chocolate. I don't like the fried foods. I'm not a big bread eater, but I
Right.
do eat pasta. I eat pasta, I eat chicken breast, I eat buffalo, a lot of fish. I eat tuna, sardines.
Hmm.
Stuff's expensive. Tuna's good. So it's got, a cottage cheese. It's nothing in it. You get a low fat or fat free cottage cheese, low calorie, just to break it up a little bit. Got to be careful with the accoutrements. They can bite you in the butt too. Loaded with calories.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
I talk about like the smash family. It's like sardines, mackerel, anchovies, salmon, and herring. Those are
well, those are all really good foods, but it's you got to watch with the herring. They put it in this
well, yeah,
that
right.
that, that can give you
The
some.
cream herring, maybe you might say they you can get it in like a vinegar or some type of
Or like with the
that,
anchovies are extremely salty
yeah,
in
yeah,
oil. If I'm the tuna is always in a water and I'll wash it out anyways. You got a fat-free mayonnaise. You keep the calories down, and you just got to watch. What the preservatives are. There's going to be a lot of bad things they're going to start hearing about some of these preserve. Like in Europe, they only allowed about 300 of these type of preservatives, and here's 3,000. So I mean, there's going to be
yeah,
something to change.
yeah.
That's for
We're putting things in our foods and it's being banned in Europe. So what is that?
right.
Right?
Well, exactly. I mean, they're not stupid. I guess we are. And these food companies they want to make a profit. They'll sell healthy foods. There's places that do, like we do business with Sprouts. These people, I mean, they sell healthy foods, not 100% everything, but put out the word. It doesn't have to be, like I said, a Herculean effort to stay healthy and stay. You don't have to kill yourself, man.
Yeah,
I
and
would advise if you went into a gym and don't be Mr. Macho, get yourself a qualified trainer for a few bucks, man.
yeah,
You know,
I agree. I agree.
yeah, I mean, qualified. More on the nutritionist side is where it's all one at the dinner table. It really is.
Yeah,
When you go and work out for an hour, you only burn in a few hundred calories. I mean, it's 350 calories. One bite of the wrong stuff and you're going down the wrong path. I mean, the food is the game, man. You didn't get overweight or out of shape for not eating. That's for sure. and you got to eat to stay in shape. Your body needs a
Right,
new.
right.
No big secrets, but everyone wants to make it a big deal.
And your company, Continental Vitamin Company, where are you based out of?
We're in Los Angeles.
Okay. And your all your vitamins are sourced locally, or were they sourced all over?
I'm gonna tell you, the whole industry, just not me, all the raw material comes from China. Don't anybody, I'm not, there's an exception, but I was in the high 90%. Doesn't make it bad. As long as you're doing the lab work and you're checking it out, that's all it counts. And everything we do, the lab work, either we do it in-house or we third party it and make sure you put out a good product. And another tip, I'd mainly buy if you went into a store, the people that manufacture, when you have a manufacturing, you got a lot of money. A good packaging line is between $1 million and $2 million. We got 5 of them here. You got that much invested, you're not going to shortcut. Most of the money is spent in the marketing to do business. Some
Yeah.
of it's relatively inexpensive, and to put out there's no shortcuts as far as the quality goes for me.
Is Have you found the vitamin industry has, I mean, obviously there's a lot more players in it than when you started. You know,
What the
what
big difference is, to build a brand, and I'd call it brick and mortar, it would take you 10 or 15 years if you could even do it that time. If you come out with it and you got a lot of money and you're willing to really hit the streets hard through the internet, you could become real quick and grow into the millions. I'm not going to say you're going to make any money, but you can grow it.
yeah.
That's the big difference. And we're very strong still in a brick and mortar. We've got all the major health food stores, all the independents, we're in thousands of stores.
Are you? Okay, so yeah, because you'll see some supplement companies don't get into retail. Did you get into retail right
I
away or?
started at retail.
Okay.
That's where I started. And
Right.
now we've realized the internet business with Amazon, which we sell on, Walmart, iHerb, Vitacost, and some other players. And we try to make it very well where the retailers can survive with us so they can sell at the same price as Amazon and make a nice profit,
That's good.
which
Yeah.
is, that's who we started with, these
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, you guys in what retail outlets are you in?
Mainly 90% of we as health food stores.
Health food stores. Okay.
Yeah, we really fit with it. We're kind of a niche line with our microlingual under the tongue, and we got about 100 products, and we just keep picking away at it. I got people been working here for decades and decades.
Mm,
I got a really good company. We got really good people. They're all on board, and they've been with me, many people for 30 years.
that's
Many,
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
Got a good culture in the company. We won't put on, we just don't shortcut nothing in here at all. I got been building this brand for decades, and I'm not gonna screw it up, make a couple pennies here and there. You got to learn how to keep your costs in line. There's other ways without cutting quality.
Yeah.
And I still work. I'm at work right now.
Well, you're young, you know. You're
Got
you're
nothing else
you're a
better
young 80. You're a young 80, so
I got nothing else better to do, man. I mean, work is fun,
yeah.
especially when you enjoy what you're doing. I want to do is put out the message. You can be an old fart like me, over 40 or whatever. Don't give up. Get with it. Don't let anybody beat you down. Move forward. Make an investment in just learning how to read labels and eat fresh food, and you're on your way. And don't go on these no carb diets. Nah, that's all a bunch of bunk.
Yeah.
Just nice, good fresh food and all you want, man.
Yeah, I always say, if you're cooking for yourself 80% of the time, you're doing some good things.
Well, you can get a little cheat day now and then. I do. I mean,
Well, yeah. But
as
again,
long as
right,
you got 90% of it right, most 90% of it, 90% of the time, you're in good
right.
shape. But you got to reach that level where your body really, like my bowel movements are very regular, everything. I mean, I never constipated, none of those type of things, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
None of
that's
those.
important. Got to get the bowels moving, right?
Everything, and you got to eat good food too, If you don't, that changes your whole game. Everything's everything kind of lines up, but it all starts with the eating, in my opinion. That's the game. The working out, if you see somebody in the gym or been working out for years and they're not, I would call it relatively some kind of shape where they don't, it's the eating. And
Yeah.
then they say, oh, I eat well. And then you start talking about it, then it's not quite the same.
Yeah.
Because that's where it's at. If you even without exercise, if you eat right, you still should look fairly decent. If you have good genetics, you'll really look good.
Yeah, that helps too.
That helps. There's some, like I
Yeah.
see guys coming or maybe ran track, maybe 185 pounds, 6 foot or so already, and lean as hell. Well,
Right.
let's start lifting weights and they're
Yeah.
top notch physique in a couple of years with 50 pounds more lean muscle on you. And what the hell's going? Not everybody can do that, but everybody can improve. And self-esteem makes you everything.
Well, Ron, this was great. I appreciate you coming on. Where's the best place for people to learn about your company?
Well, if you want to, you can buy on Amazon or Walmart or iHerb or any of the unusual guys, or you can go to our website, cvc4health.com. Cat, Victor Cat, the letter 4.com, the number 4.com.
And also superiorsourcevitamins.com, right? That's
Right,
it. Okay.
right, right.
Yeah, nice dissolvable microlingual
Clean, small,
tablets. Yeah,
clean.
it's nice. Got a kids line too. So I
Oh
like
yeah,
it.
we got we instead of the gummies are killing people with those things. I mean, they got 4 or 5 grams of sugar. You don't want to start a toddler off with that stuff. I mean, I think that's almost criminal. It's just too much sugar. You're starting them right early in life at all.
Yeah.
A little too much. And we don't have any sugar in our kids' line. We use stevia.
Excellent. Well, Ron, I will definitely put links in the show notes. I appreciate you coming on, sharing
Oh,
some knowledge.
my fun, man. You asked me some
Yeah.
great questions, and you live the life too, man.
Yeah, you gotta. You gotta.
It's a great lifestyle. Hey, you meet people in the gym. Maybe you go there at 12 o'clock. You see the same people. At least it's a high, it's friendly, it's welcome. You know what I mean? If you got a good vibe in there, it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, you're looking good. Keep it up.
Okay.
And thank you so much for coming on. And yeah, have a great rest of the day.
Thank you, man. It's a pleasure.
Thanks for listening to the Get Lean, Eat Clean podcast. I understand there are millions of other podcasts out there, and you've chosen to listen to mine, and I appreciate that. Check out the show notes at briangryn.com for everything that was mentioned in this episode. Feel free to subscribe to the podcast and share it with a friend or family member that's looking to get their body back to what it once was. Thanks again, and have a great day.